Okay, hello students. Welcome to the next class of PT65 of environment section. Okay, we have already started our biodiversity topic, and under this we have already discussed about international conventions, about this global biodiversity framework fund, and a large amount of discussion was held out on this. Okay, then we discussed about global environment facility also, and after that global degradation of river dolphins. We discussed a lot about dolphins and their conservation status also. I hope you all must be aware how conservation status is given under IUCN. Okay, now moving ahead to the next topic that we are going to do today is protection of plant varieties and farmers rights, PPVR. Okay, so before starting this topic, let me take you towards a certain history. Okay, so what happened? PepsiCo. PepsiCo is a unit of a company which has a unit in Gujarat. Okay, so PepsiCo has made a variety of potato for its chips. Okay, and this potato has a very distinctive qualities which are best suited for the chips. Okay, then this PepsiCo did. PepsiCo got this potato as a patent was got over this potato. Then what this PepsiCo did, it collected collected some farmers. Okay, farmers, and said that under on your farms, just you only grow on your farms, you only grow this potato seeds we are providing you. Okay, and whatever the produce will be there, produce, we will buy it all. Okay, so what this farmer used to do, they used to take seeds from the company, and then they used to sell the produce to the company. Okay, so they were getting good profits from this. So what happened, in the meanwhile, after some time, these farmers did, these farmers sold those produce to some other farmers. Okay, as a seed. And then these farmers started those farmers who got this seeds from them, then they started cultivating them and gaining profits. So PepsiCo got to know about this thing. Okay, then what they did, they filed a case case against these farmers. Okay, in 2021. What was the case about? Case was that the PepsiCo has a patent on it. Patent on its potatoes. So it is the sole owner of those potatoes. But the farmers were selling those potatoes to another beneficiaries. So this was wrong according to the company. So this case got a high profile attention, and then Supreme Court, and then before Supreme Court, center has said that this potato cannot be used by or patented by PepsiCo, and then later center also cancelled the patent. This whole is the story behind the news that we are going to talk now. Okay, so moving to the news. So Delhi High Court has dismissed appeal. Appeal has been filed by the PepsiCo India against 2021 order revoking PepsiCo India Holdings registration of potato variety FL 2027. So variety is not important, but potato is important, and potato's variety was registered, but its registration has been cancelled. Okay, Now, what was the background? Background, I have already told you that these potatoes were introduced by Pepsi in 2009 under the contract agreement with the farmers. Then they were registered under Protection of Plant Varieties and Farmers' Rights Act 2016. This act is important. This act is important because this act is enacted in India to protect the farmers and plant varieties. Okay, in 2019, PepsiCo sued some farmers of Gujarat to illegally growing in its registered potatoes were being grown by some farmers, and then PepsiCo sued them in the court. In 2021, the registration of this was revoked on grounds of furnishing incorrect information was the ground that this patent was rejected by the center. Okay. Now, what is this act? This was all about the background. This background is not important. This is just for your understanding. But this thing is important. What does the act say? Act is like Protection of Plant Varieties and Farmers' Right Act 2001, and then it was enacted under TRIPS, okay, Trade and Intellectual Property Rights of WTO, okay, because the seeds have been made by hybridization, okay. So the person who has made these seeds has got the patent. In this case, who has the patent holder? PepsiCo. Okay, so what happened? Okay, now this TRIPS confirms in the conformity with the International Union for Protection of New Varieties of Plants, UPOB 1978. This is the law. This is the law under the TRIPS. For the conformity of this law, this act was enacted by India. Okay. Now, it is the world's only IPR legislation that grants IPR not only to the plant breeder, who has bred the this variety and made a new variety. Rights are given to this also, but at the same time also to the farmers. The farmers also get some right. Okay, right to intellectual property. Okay, unlike UPOV, facilitate the protection of only new but even existing varieties. Okay, so now moving ahead. Objective. What is the objective of this act? Act is to protect farmers' rights regarding the plant genetic resources. To protect the farmers. Okay. Okay. What is the protection period? It is nearly about 15 or 18 months, depending on the what type of plant or whatever seeds is there. Okay. You must remember at least 15 years is the protection period. Okay. Now, moving ahead, institutions or authorities. What are the institutions and authority made by this act? It has made Protection of Plant Varieties Farmers Right Authority. This authority is an apex level authority that has been made by this established under the Department of Agriculture and Cooperation, Ministry of Agriculture. Okay. Now, what is the function of this? Function registration of new plant varieties, facilitating development and commercialization of new varieties, development as well as registration. Okay. Okay. Now, one appellate tribunal has also been formed. If any aggrieved farmer is agreed because of this act, then it can reach to this tribunal and hence get his concerns resolved. Okay. Now, what are the rights? The right that has been given to the farmers or another person. Breeders' rights. Whoever has breed this seed, then what are his rights? His rights are to produce, sell, market, distribute, import and export the variety. Okay. Researcher's right. Okay. The breeder may be different than researcher. Okay. He, okay. Now, suppose, just for an example, like this is the seed A. It has been made by the breeder and now it is being used. And say some another person is trying to get a new variety. Okay. Then he can use this variety which has already got patent can be used by this person to create a new variety of seed. Okay, so this is the researcher's right. Researcher has a right to use this product without paying its patent fees to in order to get research, in order to research for a new product. Okay, this is the researcher's right. So researcher is different than breeder. Breeder was the person who has made the seed, and researcher is person who is making new seed, maybe by using this variety of seed. Okay, now farmers right are registration and protection of new variety. Even if a farmer makes a new variety, then his rights and he can register, and his rights are, his variety is protected. Okay, he can save, use, sow, resow, exchange, share, or sell his farm produce. This is the main important provision that has given right to this case. He can sell his farm produce. Okay, there is no mention to whom he will sell. Okay, but he is not entitled to sell the branded seed. The farmer cannot brand this seed. He can sell them directly, but he can't brand them. He can't give a brand to this and then sell it. Okay, I hope you have got it now. Okay, so farmers' right are these. Okay, now non-performance of variety. If a variety that has been given by the company to the farmer, that just you please sow this and we will buy it. Okay, and it has been promised that it will give 5 kg extra, 5 kg per hectare or whatever it is. If it has been promised that it will give extra produce and the variety has not performed up to the mark, then farmer will be compensated. Whatever the loss the farmer has got through, he will be compensated by the company. And this is the right of the farmer. Okay, so this is all about this act. Okay, farmers produce the production of plant variety and farmers right act. Okay, I hope you have got it now with the history. Okay, this information is not very important. Now moving ahead, international treaty. That law that we have previously read now is a national legislation of India. Now we are talking about international treaty on plant genetic resources for food and agriculture. This is an international treaty. Global Symposium on Farmers' Right. Global Symposium. There is a global body has adopted the Delhi framework on farmers' rights. A farmers' right, a framework was signed in Delhi on farmers' right, and that has been adopted by this global body. Who has organized this global symposium for farmers' right? It was uh, organized by Secretariat of International Treaty on Plant Genetic Resources for Food and Agriculture of FAO, Food and Agriculture. So, Food and Agriculture Organization has this body, and this body has organized this symposium. Okay, I hope you have not now got the whatever the meaning of this. Okay, now the new PGF RFA are raw material that form the basis of all crops. So genetic resources. What we are talking about is plant genetic resources. So genetic resources leads to the production of protein and genes. So these genetic resources leads to the new varieties of seeds. So this is what is being said by this sentence, that form the basis of all crop varieties. That includes seeds and all other plants genetic materials. Okay. Now key highlights are not that important. Okay. Now moving ahead, what is this ITPGRFA, also known as seed treaty? You must remember this because if you see me directly ask seed treaty and you can get confused. Okay. Now this is an international agreement to conserve and use the manage this plant's genetic resources. Okay. Now this is legally binding. This is legally binding agreement, has entered into force in 2004, and India is a party to it. You must remember it. Okay. Now it makes possible to share plant genetic resources across border. This is important because whatever the genetic resources, like this is a plant A, and if some genetic material has been extracted out of it, okay, so out of any country, this can be transported using this treaty, IT. PGFGRFA. Okay, and under this only, Sheward Silvert Grover Seed Vault has been formed. And what is this seed vault? Seed vault is like okay, consider this is in Norway, Finland, and Sweden part. Okay, so Norway has a unit, has established a unit on one of its island. It is very near to the North Pole. So what this facility has, this facility is covered in ice. Okay, so the temperature here is very very low, means in negative territory. Okay, so negative degree Celsius. So whatever, wherever the country who wants to protect its seeds is taken, its seeds are taken to this this vault, and then these seeds are stored here for the future generation, or maybe for the conservation of genetic resources, or maybe some, if for a chance that if some catastrophe comes, and then if suppose all the seeds get burnt out, or means no seed is available, then seeds can be brought from here and then sown for the after the catastrophe. Okay, so this is the global seed world at Svalbard. This island is called Svalbard. Svalbard. Okay, I hope you have got the idea now. Okay, now what are the other international conventions and initiatives? World Heritage Convention. This just you go through this once and you just remember this, because this is very important convention, and it will keep on coming, it can keep on reoccurring every day. Okay, now World Heritage sites make up less than 1% of the Earth's surface, but they have more than 20% of planet's biodiversity. Okay, less than 1% of Earth's surface, but more than 20% of biodiversity exists in these global heritage sites. Okay, so what are these global heritage sites? They are formed under World Heritage Convention of 1972. Okay, they may be cultural, natural, or mixed type. Okay, there are 42 sites in India. 42. Okay, 34 are cultural, 7 are natural, and 1 is mixed. Okay, this is important. 42 are there in India. Okay, now principle. What is principle? It recognizes the way in which people interact with the nature and the fundamental need for preserving balance between the two. So between balance between growth and nature is the main function of this World Heritage Convention. Okay, so what are the World Heritage sites that are their existence in India? There is Kalodem National Park, Rajasthan, Great Himalayan National Park, Himachal Pradesh, Naina Devi and Valley of Flowers, Nanda Devi, sorry, it is in Uttarakhand, Kaziranga, Manas in Assam, Sundarban, West Bengal, Western Ghats total in all these 6 states. Okay, so these are the natural sites. Okay, because we are studying here environment section, hence we are only dealing with natural sites. One is a mixed site here. This is called Kanchenjunga. Kanchenjunga. Kanchenjunga mountain is a mixed type of site that we have seen here, na? Mixed type. So mixed and natural we have already done. Cultural you can read from the Google, that there are a list. There is a list. There is an exhaustive list. Okay, or maybe in your cultural 365 covering can be done in that section also. Okay, now moving ahead. Brazzaville Summit, or Summit of the Three Basins. This summit has become important because this summit has recently been held in Brazzaville, the capital of Congo City, for preservation and restoration of plants' three ecological lungs. What are these three ecological lungs? So, what is the lung? You just basic understanding of lung. So lung is an part of the body where exchange of gases takes place. Exchange of gases. So in our body, in the body of a human, air goes, oxygen moves to the blood, and then carbon dioxide moves out from the lungs. This is what the function of our lung. But for the earth, planets, oh, sorry, forests are its lung. So what happens in the forest? CO2 goes, and then O2 gets released out. This is type of lung. So there are three ecological lungs on the earth, that is Congo Basin, Amazon, and Borneo Mekong Southeast Asia Basin. So in order to protect these basins and their biodiversity, so this convention has been adopted recently, Brazzaville Summit. Okay, so Congo, you must remember Congo, Amazon, and Borneo. If you see the map of the world, okay, if this is the map of the world, okay, so if let's consider this is an equator, then this is Amazon forest, this is Congo Basin, and this here is Southeast Asia, Mekong, and etc. So this whole is an equatorial region, and these ecosystems account for 80% of world's tropical forest. Tropical 80% of world's tropical forest are here, and two-thirds of Earth's biodiversity exists in this region. Okay, now moving ahead, Balem Declaration. Balem Declaration. What is Balem Declaration? You don't have to remember much about this, but only this. What is this? Calls for ensuring the participation of indigenous people in decision making. Only this much is important. Balem Declaration is based on the participation of indigenous people in decision making. Nothing as such is of much importance in this article. Now, moving ahead, International Whaling Convention Commission. This commission is important, and this commission was formed in 19 in this in international organization under the International Convention for Regulation of Whaling, 1946. Okay, 1946 International Convention on Regulation of Whaling. So what this convention do? Whales whales exist in ocean. Okay, so what there is a culture in Japan, China, or maybe in Russia also, to catch these whales and use it as a food. Okay, food for human and animals. Okay, so these whales have been are being captured from ocean and then being used as a food. Okay, so in order to reduce for what is happening due to this capturing the whales, the whales population is decreasing in the oceans. So in order to maintain the healthy balance and healthy number of the whales, so that the survival of whales is not threatened, this treaty, International Convention of Regulation of Whaling, has been announced, and under this, International Whaling Commission is formed. Okay. Okay. Now, what this commission has done now, first extinction alert. Extinction alert means that this whale are going to be extinct. This alert has been launched for Vacuita por- porpoise whales. This is a breed of a whale, Vacuita porpoise whales. Okay, these are critically endangered. These whales are critically endangered, found only in northern Gulf of California. In California only, in northern California only, this species of whales is found, and hence, and for this whales, uh, first extinction alert has been launched by International Whaling Commission. So where for your purpose of pre, you must remember what is Bagheera porpoise. It is a species of whales Okay, and what is International Whaling Commission and what is its goal? You must remember this. Okay, and membership, India is also a member of this commission, so you must remember this also. Okay, today we are going to discuss up to here only, and then we will in the next class we will start our session from wildlife and conservation. Okay, okay, bye students, keep on studying, keep on working hard.